start. We start our class by Mangalacharya prayers to invoke auspiciousness. And also, the other reason is to take the blessings of the Acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, Krishna, Srimati Radharani, and all the Vaishnavas who have painstakingly written the scriptures. Earlier times, the knowledge was transferred through Shruti. Shruti means Shravana, basically. Someone is saying, they are hearing, that's why it was passed down. But as Kali Yuga is progressing, it is hard to remember things. So, and obviously palm leaves and all, it was hard to write. So, if someone used, like how I said, please take a copy of Bhagavad Gita. That time, they used to copy the Bhagavad Gita. And then they will have a copy of Bhagavad Gita. It's not like, how we are printing now. Printer, just take the button, and start printing. Those times used to be in palm leaves written. They used to copy one at a time. So those kind of, just to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just to get Srimad Bhagavatam, he had to wait so much. Narottam Das Thakur. So we see it was not easy, and now we have we should thank the previous acharyas because of which we have got this book. Right? So this set of prayers, it is an introduction, just Sanskrit. If you have time, try to remember these verses. These are important verses. This reminds us of our situation also. We are spirit soul. We are Anu. And Krishna is infinite. So we'll chant these prayers, and after that we'll start our session. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana-njana Shalakaya Chakshurunnitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manavishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swabhagantikam Shri Guru Shri Yuta Shri Guru Vaishnavasya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganam Guṇa-bhoktṛ Tavam Sajivam Sarvaitam Sarva-bhṛt Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaganam Guṇa Shri Krishna Tvam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Namosvade Tapta Kanchana Gauraki Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishyavanu Sudhari Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasami Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shrimati Bhakti Space the Vivek or Shriya the Pashikach. No Pumkariti and Chilapam, by Pipiti, Flower in the Shri Guru Tana, Parma of the Madhyams. Make sure I know that. We are reading 13th chapter. As I mentioned, before that, we would also like to welcome devotees who have come from the Friday program. Anshu Mataji, Anshu Prabhu, and Parth Prabhu, Heri Mataji. Tomorrow they don't have programs, so they are not seeing with us. We'd like to welcome them. We're loudly chanting. Haribo! We'll start. So we have discussed many times why Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Why it was spoken? Because Arjuna came on the battlefield. He was supposed to fight. Correct? There was a fierce battle that was supposed to happen between Pandavas and Kauravas. Pandavas had how many Akshauhinis? 18 to total. This is the hint. 7. And how many Kauravas had?
11.
7-11. If you want to remember. No, really, that's when the Akshauhinis were there. 7-11. Okay. So Pandavas were about, if you see by numbers, it was Pandavas were on a lower side, right? But still, they all knew that they are going to win the battle. Why? Because Krishna was on their side. Right? So Krishna was on their side, and Arjuna, but suddenly he saw Bhishma Dev, Dronacharya, everyone, and then he felt he doesn't want to fight. And we discussed many times. What are the reasons? How many reasons are there for which Krishna said he doesn't want to fight?
5.
Yeah, 5 reasons are there. C, E, F, D, I. Correct. C, E, F, D, I. You can remember. C, E, F, D, I. C is compassion. Agar ye log ud gaye, matlab, if I kill them, then compassion has to be there, right? Compassion. So he was saying that I should be compassionate. So there is first reason he gave. Compassion. Jividoya. So he applied there, here. So first reason was that. Second is enjoy. Thank you. Enjoy. With whom will I enjoy? See, if they are not there, ये kingdom लेके क्या करेंगे, right? We say, right? मैं क्यों कमा रहा हूँ तुम्हारे लिए ना? We say like that, right? So like that. So you want to enjoy with someone. So Krishna is saying that Bhishma Dev will be gone. My brothers, Kauravas also his brothers. They will also die. With whom will I enjoy my kingdom? In fact, Pandavas also has a risk of getting killed. So he was saying that enjoy with whom? There is no one to enjoy after the entire. Because whenever there is a war, people will die. People will die. So C, E, then F. Family tradition. Because if the elderly people are killed, ancestors are killed, then who will tell us what are the traditions that has to be maintained and everything, right? So the traditions will be lost. And actually the culture is the most important thing. Right? Culture is the most important thing. So
F is family tradition.
Family tradition. That will be lost. Family tradition will be lost. Right? So, and if you see right now, the same thing is happening, right? We are losing the family tradition because we don't listen to our elders, what they are saying, or we feel it is boring, like that. It's just a ritual, something like that. And then अभी कुछ तो करना है, कुछ ना कुछ तो करना ही पड़ेगा. ये नहीं तो we'll start taking from West. Tea we took from Britishers, coffee we took from USA, and we are thinking we are modern, right? And we are losing the tradition of drinking milk. Right? So like that, this is basic thing I'm saying, but there are many such traditions that we are looking. So Arjuna was saying that family tradition will be lost, right? Then fourth, he's saying destruction of dynasty. No, there was something else I have to remember. And I finally was destruction of family tradition, and then F was something else. Fear of sinful reaction. Thank you. Sorry. D is destruction of family tradition, and F is fear of sinful reaction. If I kill them, then sin will incur on me. Sin will incur on me, right? Anything you do, there will be some sins, correct? And finally he says, I'm confused. I don't know what I can do, what I should do. So you please, kya kare ki na kare, whether I should fight or not fight. That is the reason. Finally he says, I'm confused. Now you explain me. And then Krishna speaks the very, very important verse, which is 2:7. Chapter number 2, verse number 7. So till first chapter, he doesn't speak only. See, Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna, but वो बोलते ही नहीं है कुछ. Krishna doesn't speak. He first just hears. And this is the 101 of life coach, 101 of life coach is, you're just supposed to hear first. ऐसा नहीं सामने वाले ने बोला, मेरे को एक question है, उसके पहले he starts giving solution. Sundaram, if you talk to Sundaram, some of you know him, he'll just listen 1 hour or something. And while you're talking to him, you will get the solution. So that means that he's doing a good job. So Krishna also did not speak till the time Arjuna said, now you speak. Arjuna said, now you speak. I'm ready to take shelter of you. I'm surrendering unto you. Surrender. I'm surrendering to you. Now you speak. Then actually Krishna starts speaking. So this is a famous verse. You can sing after me. This is Trishtu. You remember I said there are 2 kinds of meters which is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. 2 meters are there. Anushtup and Trishtup. Trishtup is a little longer. Anushtup, can you think of an example of Anushtup? Famous example. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So this is Anushtup. Like this we have Trishtup, little bit longer. So this is Trishtup. You can repeat after me. It's a good, important words. कार्पण्य दोषोपहता स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म समूढचेता यश्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं षाढिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम् Karpanya, Kripana is a miserly person. Miserly person is a person. Miserly ka opposite. Kripana ka opposite is Brahmana. Kripana. Brahmana is the one who gives. You might think, Brahmana, he takes. No, Brahmana gives knowledge. And even if he takes it and actually distributes only. Right? And Kripana is the one who keeps. Miserly. He will never give. We are sometimes we go to San Francisco for book distribution, and sometimes there are Indians, especially they are coming from India, and they look at the books and they say, we are life members, and they say that, okay, we'll take the entire table only. Then you have to say that, no, and they will not give any donation, which is okay sometimes, but Karpanya, Kripana, they don't want to give anything. They want to take. That is a Kripana mentality. So Krishna is saying, because he was devoid of knowledge, Arjuna was devoid of knowledge right now, he doesn't know what he should do. So Krishna is addressing him with Kripana. And finally he says Shishya, that Arjuna is saying that I want to become your Shishya. Yeah, please tell me what I should do. Miserly, see, Kripana, Karpanya, miserly weakness. He was not able to understand what he should do. We can read the translation, then we'll start our class. We'll start from here. Mataji, you will read.
Now I'm confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I'm your disciple and a soul surrendered onto you. Please instruct me.
And what is my duty? So he said five things. He had 5 arguments why he should not fight. Right? And then he said, I'm confused about my duty. What is my duty? Can you say that not too long? What is my duty? Right? So then that's when Krishna starts speaking on Bhagavad Gita. And he counter-argues whatever arguments that Arjuna gave. Right from 2nd chapter. First thing that Krishna told Arjuna is that you're not his body, you are the spirit soul. That's the first thing that Krishna told Arjuna. That is the basis of Krishna consciousness. We are not his body, we are the spirit soul. We are Atma. And the dimension of Atma is also mentioned in this chapter itself. What is the dimension of Atma? That is also mentioned in this. So then Krishna starts and then he speaks about what is my duty. What is my duty? What is Arjuna's duty? Krishna talks about it. So entire Bhagavad Gita then starts. And Bhagavad Gita is divided into 3 parts. Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. Now what we are discussing in the last 6 chapters is the Jnana Yoga. Okay. Someone white Tesla car outside blinking for a long time. Yeah, you can unblink it. Blink it, unblink it. So there is a company like that. So yeah, so Krishna started speaking about what things, what is the duty? What is the duty? Namitika duty and Namitika dharma is there, which is temporary, and then there is eternal duty also, which is dharma, our nitya dharma. What is that? All that is discussed. And then finally the Jnana Yoga starts when Arjuna is asking more questions. And I have discussed it many times. From whichever part of Bhagavad Gita you are, that is okay. Because Bhagavad Gita is more like a cyclic. Wherever you are, the crux is, we are the spirit soul. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we should serve Krishna. We should serve Krishna. So with that, we'll start with our chapter number 30. Okay, someone can close the door. So we'll go to verse number 15. So you can recite after me. We'll do one quadrant, and after that we will start the discussion on this verse. This is a good verse. It talks about various contradictions, but these are not contradictions. These are paradox. Paradox is a little bit different about than contradiction. We'll see what it is. Indriya. Indriya means senses. We'll see. Sarva-indriya. We'll see. So if you read Sanskrit, it is not hard. It is understandable if we slowly read. But we don't have time, so we go fast. But if we read slowly, we can understand. Sarvendriya-guṇābhāsaṁ.
Sarvendriya-guṇābhāsaṁ.
Sarvendriya-vivarjitam.
Sarvendriya-vivarjitam.
Asaktam sarva-bhṛc.
Asaktam sarva-bhṛc.
Nirguṇam guṇa-bhoktṛ.
Nirguṇam guṇa-bhoktṛ.
Sarvendriya-guṇābhāsaṁ.
Sarvendriya-guṇābhāsaṁ.
Sarvendriya-vivarjitam.
Sarvendriya-vivarjitam.
Asaktam sarva-bhṛc.
Asaktam sarva-bhṛc.
Nirguṇam guṇa-bhoktṛ.
Nirguṇam guṇa-bhoktṛ.
Sarvendriya-guṇābhāsaṁ.
Sarvendriya-guṇābhāsaṁ.
Sarvendriya-vivarjitam.
Sarvendriya-vivarjitam.
Asaktam sarva-bhṛc.
Asaktam sarva-bhṛc.
Nirguṇam guṇa-bhoktṛ.
Nirguṇam guṇa-bhoktṛ.
Someone wants to recite, we can repeat. Like that, how I sang and you recited. Like that, someone can try.
Sarvendriya-guṇābhāsaṁ.
Sarvendriya-guṇābhāsaṁ.
Sarvendriya-vivarjitam.
Sarvendriya-vivarjitam.
Asaktam sarva-bhṛc.
Asaktam sarva-bhṛc.
Nirguṇam guṇa-bhoktṛ.
Nirguṇam guṇa-bhoktṛ.
Someone come here.
Sarvendriya-guṇābhāsaṁ.
Sarvendriya-guṇābhāsaṁ.
Sarvendriya-vivarjitam.
Sarvendriya-vivarjitam.
Asaktam sarva-bhṛc.
Asaktam sarva-bhṛc. Nirguṇam guṇa-bhoktṛ.
See, if you do like this, no, we'll remember the verse. So remember now, this verse is divided into three parts. Three qualities, or you can say three positions of Krishna is mentioned in this verse. Three positions. First two verses talks about him being the proprietor. Second verse talks about he being the maintainer. And third verse talks about he being the controller. Okay? We'll discuss more in detail. Proprietor, maintainer, and controller. Okay? Proprietor, maintainer, and controller. Okay? We'll see the verse and then we'll read the translation. Then we'll discuss it more. Sarva-indriya-guṇābhāsaṁ. He is the proprietor of all the guna, qualities. Whatever qualities we have, he is the proprietor of that. He is, or you can say, origin of that. Okay? And indriya also, all the senses that we have. He is the proprietor, he is the owner of that. Okay? Sarvendriya-vivarjitam, but he has no senses. Contradiction? अगर है, I am controlling, तो मेरे पास भी तो होना चाहिए ना. Imagine दे दिया, मेरे पास नहीं. So it's a contradiction. We will see, right? Sarvendriya-guṇābhāsaṁ. He is the source. He is a proprietor. He is the owner of guna and indriya. But at the same time, he doesn't have any senses. Sarvendriya-guṇābhāsaṁ. He has no senses. Sarva-indriya. All the senses, he has nothing. Asaktam. He is detached. Asaktam sarva-bhṛc. But at the same time, he is the maintainer of everyone. Imagine, you are maintaining the people, but how can you be detached then? It is not possible. Imagine your CEO is maintaining, sort of, all the employees. But he says, I'm detached if the stock is rising or not. Not possible, right? I mean, the employees will be scared in any be attached to stock rising, correct? So, Krishna is saying, I'm detached, at the same time maintaining all the living entities. So, who is the ultimate maintainer? Krishna. The source of income is our job. Our source of maintenance is Krishna. आता है ना उसमें document में आता है source of income. आता है ना. So source of income we can say Broadcom or Intel or whatever company we know, right? But source of maintainer, who is the ultimate maintainer? It is Krishna. We'll see that more. So, but he's detached, right? Again, contradiction, paradox. Nirguṇam, guṇa-bhoktṛ, right? He is the controller of all the three gunas. He is the controller of the three gunas, but he transcends all the three gunas. He is not affected by it. But he is the controller of all the three gunas. But he is nirguṇam. He has no guna, but he is controller of all the three gunas. So, contradiction, paradox. Example I give. Opposite attracts. Opposite attracts. Bird with same feather flock together. Contradiction, paradox. Paradox means it can be understood in certain context, right? So other example is pen is mightier than sword. Pen is mightier than sword. But then we say action speaks louder than words. Action speaks louder than words. Right? Contradiction? No. Paradox. So Krishna similarly here is talking from what is our consciousness. We will see that aspect of Krishna. Krishna has both the sides. Depends on what is our consciousness. What is our consciousness? Consciousness, I was remembering yesterday, we were unpacking our altar. We are working on it. So Parth Prabhu and Indushika Prabhu, they were helping us. We were trying to do. So when we unpacked it, what we saw is a big piece was there, and then small pieces were somehow. That's why this topic came. The topic came after last night introspection. The topic of today is what? Fix the big piece first. Right? You remember? Fix the big piece first. It came after unpacking the altar. So we're still in progress. To be continued. So Parth and we were just unpacking it, and then saw a very big piece was there, and then in between some small pieces were there. And it was very nicely, it was packed. So I was asking, Parth, you remember? I was saying, kaise fit kiya yaar in log? What was the initial thing? What did they start with? And then how were they packing? And then we concluded that the big piece was kept first, and then small pieces were kept, and then the entire thing was covered. Then I was realizing the spiritual life is also like that. We have spiritual life, and then we have other things. What we try is, we try to first focus on other things, and then we try to fix our spiritual life. But it should be other way around. We should first fix our spiritual life, and then we should mold other things around the spiritual life. So fix the big thing first. Fix the big thing first. Based on our consciousness, we will see things in a certain way. Like the main thing is to chant the holiness of the Lord every day in the morning. Vaishya Maharaj says a very nice point. He says, the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. You understood? The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. But what we do is, we do other things first, and then we see whatever time is remaining, then we try to fit spiritual life. But that should not be the case. And we will see this in this verse. Krishna is talking something similar. He says at the end here, he says, somewhere he mentions. Anyways, when it comes, we'll see. So the main thing is, we should try to fix our spiritual life. And around that, some days will be there where we are working 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. And some days will be there. But it should not become a habit. It should not become a habit. We should try to fix our spiritual life. Okay, in the morning, whatever happens, I have to chant my nose. In the morning, it's time for me to take care of Kishori. And that time, Manjari just chants. And whatever Manjari says, don't disturb me. That is my time of chanting. Yeah? So, like that. Everyone should have certain time in their life when they are chanting. In my case, what I do is, whatever happens once I reach office, if my rounds are remaining, 12 to 1:30, I'll not be seen on my desk. I'll be in some room, whatever it is. Anyone pings whatever, I'll be in my room and chanting the names. If in case our rounds are not done in the morning. So we should prioritize our chanting. The main thing should be fixed first, and everything else has to be surrounding by that. So how we see things, that's how our consciousness, that's how we see things. Recently we were in Govardhan Yatra. So it was around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, something like that. And we were very tired and just about to get into our room. We realized there is no water. So when you go to India, what you buy? You don't take tap water, right? I mean, we have come from USA. No, just kidding. Our immunity and all, whatever reasons. So we try to buy a Bisleri. So, or whatever brand. Udhar Bilseri hai. In Golden you will find Bilseri, not Bisleri. So, yeah. So somehow we found a shop and I asked that Bisleri hai kya? And then he gave me udhari, jo baaju mein rakha tha, he gave me that. तो मैंने बोला यार इसमें धूल लगी हुई है, अंदर से कुछ निकाल के दो. तो he understood by my वेशभूषा, इस्कॉन का बंदा है. तो उसने बोला प्रभु जी इसी धूल के लिए लोग दूर दूर से आते हैं, हमको यही धूल नहीं चाहिए. मैंने बोला ये भाई सही बोल रहे. And imagine that I was so tired. I realized yes, that is so true. यही धूल के लिए I came. First thing when you come to Vrindavan, you roll on the ground. And then he said, sorry Prabhuji, again, I said something wrong. I said, no, thank you for saying that. आप वही bottle दो. Then he was going inside and getting new bottle. I said, नहीं, अब तो यही bottle चाहिए. So, what is our consciousness? That time we see things as they are. That time my consciousness was बस घर जाना है. Next day morning के लिए. We just go to sleep. But Krishna again reminds through his devotees, through Brajvasis, that our conscience we should try to remember Krishna. You should remember this place is Chintamani Dham. Everything is very auspicious. Everything is very auspicious. So yeah. So anyway, sorry, I don't like this. So this verse is talking about three things. First is talking about proprietor. That Krishna is a proprietor. Krishna owns everything, including our indriya and guṇa. Guṇa also and indriya also. That's why Krishna is called Rishikesha. Rishikesha means, Isha means proprietor or controller, whatever. Lord. And Rishikesha. And the other part is known as indriya. So Rishikesha means Lord of the indriya. Rishikesha. So similarly Govinda. Govinda is also the same thing. Lord of the Govinda or Lord of the senses, or you can say Lord of the cows. So he's known as proprietor. Asaktam sarva-bhṛc caiva. He is also the maintainer. And third is, he is the controller. But there is a paradox here. We will see more paradoxes in Bhagavad Gita as we proceed. Okay, we will read the translation. समझ में आया ना? 3 parts. Who wants to read? Okay, you didn't read, no? Smriti, go.
The Supersoul is the original source of all senses. Yet
Proprietor, right? Original source of all the senses. He is the original source.
he is without senses. He is unattached, although he is the maintainer of all living beings. He transcends the modes of nature, and at the same time, he is the master of all the modes of material nature.
Right? He is the master. He is the controller of all the modes. How many modes are there? 3 modes. Mode of goodness, also known as sattva-gun. Mode of passion, also known as rajas. And mode of ignorance, also known as tamagun. Right? If you sleep 12, 13, 14 hours a day, then it's more of tamagun. Right? If you work 9 a.m. to 9 a.m., it is more like rajas. And sattva-gun is having a balanced life. Morning is a time of spiritual life, then 9 to 5, whatever work you have to do. And then night you go to sleep. There are people who sleep throughout the day, and in the night they work. There are people. So that is completely opposite cycle. And it actually affects our health also. That in India, if you see, we have what do you have?
Call.
Thank you. Call center, right? Actually, it is very dangerous for our health because it completely affects our cycle. So sattva-gun, rajagun, and tamagun. everything, if you see, can be divided into three parts. How you are eating, the eating habits can be divided into sattva, rajas, and tamas. And what else we have? Habits can be divided into sattva, rajas, and tamas. Everything can be, even devotional service can be divided into rajas, tamas, and sattva. So, and the master of it is Krishna. We'll read the purport and then we'll discuss. Mahek, you will read, and then Ruchi will take from there.
The Supreme Lord, although the source of all the senses of the living entities, doesn't have material senses like they have. Actually, the individual souls have spiritual senses, but in conditioned life, they are covered with the material elements, and therefore the sense activities are exhibited through matter.
Right? What is the so we have spiritual senses. It's in the form of subtle body, but it is exhibited through the matter. Matter is the senses that we have. And when we say Krishna doesn't have senses, what it means is he doesn't have material senses. Right? What is the proof? Sometimes people say that when he comes to this material world, he takes the body like us. But that is actually wrong understanding. Krishna says that in Bhagavad, avajananti mamudha. You can repeat this verse after me. Avajananti mamudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Right? Oh, sorry. Translation. Maybe which one you can read?
Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be.
Right. So when Krishna comes in this material world to perform some pastime, people think he is taking the ordinary form. But no, Krishna is Krishna. Even if he is coming to the material world, he still has a spiritual body. Satchidananda Vigraha. Satchit Ananda. His Vigraha, his body is made of Satchit Ananda. Our body is made of Asat, Achit, and Nirananda. No happiness. That's why we are struggling, right? So, like that. You are reading, no? Yeah, go ahead.
The Supreme Lord's senses are not so covered. His senses are transcendental and therefore called nirguṇam.
So, nirguna means he has no material senses, or you can say he has no material qualities. But he has spiritual qualities and he has spiritual senses.
Guṇa means the material modes, but his senses are without material covering. It should be understood that his senses are not exactly like ours. Although he is the source of all our sensory activities, he has his transcendental senses which are uncontaminated. This is very nicely explained in the
श्वे, so see, एस के ऊपर अगर लाइन है तो श, और फिर श्वे, फिर ए के ऊपर लाइन है तो आ, फिर एस के ऊपर लाइन है तो श, श्वे, ता, श्व, तर.
Upanishad, in the verse apani,
अपानी, पादो. So अ के ऊपर लाइन है ना तो आ.
apani, pado, javano,
ग्रहीता.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead has no hands which are materially contaminated, but he has his hands and accepts whatever sacrifice is offered to him. That is the distinction between the conditioned soul and the Supersoul. He has no material eyes, but he has eyes, otherwise how could he see? He sees everything, past, present and future. He lives within the heart of the living being and he knows what we have done in the past, what are we doing now, and what is awaiting us in the future. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. He knows everything, but no one knows him. It is said that the Supreme Lord has no legs like us, but he can travel throughout space because he has spiritual legs. In other words, the Lord is not impersonal. He has his eyes, legs, hands, and everything else, and because we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, we also have these things. But his hands, legs, eyes, and senses are not contaminated by material nature.
What is our consciousness? Based on that, we see things. Let's discuss on this. Prahlad Maharaj said, I can see Krishna. And Hiranyakashipu said, I can't see Krishna. or Narasimhadev for that matter, right? So both of them are standing in the same position. One is seeing Krishna and one is not seeing Krishna. Because one is covered by Vidya. Vidya is not the neighbor Vidya. Vidya is knowledge, right? And Hiranyakashipu is covered by Avidya. Avidya is ignorance. So when one has knowledge, full knowledge, then one can see Krishna. And when one doesn't have knowledge, ignorance, then one doesn't see Krishna. So Hiranyakashipu is saying, I can't see Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj says, I am able to see Krishna. Krishna is very far, but yet Krishna is near. There is a verse. Tad ejayati tad nahi jayati. गूगल से भी नहीं हो पाता. विश्व परिषद. I'll just read the verse. Tad ejayati tad nahi jayati tad dure tadvantike tadantarasya sarvasya tad usarvasyasya bhayatah. The matrix movie that was created was actually, if you see the third part, they chant some of the verses from Upanishads. It was based on Upanishad, but little bit usko modernize kar diya tha. Just tidbit. Translation. Okay. You want to read?
The Supreme Lord walks and does not walk.
He walks and does not walk. Right? Paradox.
He is far away, but he is very near as well. He is within everything, and yet he is outside of everything.
Right? He is far away, but yet he is near. We see that story in the story of Draupadi. Right? Krishna was far away. Draupadi, that time when she was disrobed, Krishna was far away in Dwarka, playing chess with queens of Dwarka. But then when Draupadi loudly shouted, Krishna! Right? Then Krishna came and the saris were unlimited. Nobody was able to see. But Draupadi knew that Krishna was there. So Krishna was far, but yet Krishna is near. In our case, Krishna is in our heart as Paramatma. There is another, I'm going to jump again. This is very beautiful. This is in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter number 6, if I'm not wrong. Snakes. Yeah. So Narad Muni, how Narad Muni became Narad Muni? Narad Muni was a simple boy. He was a son of a maid servant. His mother passed away for some reason. But during that time when his mother was there, he got association of transcendentalists, some association of devotees, great Vaishnavas. And then what happened is when his mother passed away, he decided he will go to some forest and he will meditate on Krishna. So now this is discussing about that. Let me reduce a little bit. Someone can read this section. Thus traveling. Now Narad Muni is traveling. You want to read?
Thus traveling, I felt tired, both bodily and mentally.
Who is this I?
Narad.
Narad Muni.
And I was both thirsty and hungry. So I took a bath in a river lake and drank water. By contacting water, I got relief from my exhaustion. After that, under the shadow of banyan tree in an uninhabited forest, I began to meditate upon the Supersoul situated within, using my intelligence as I had learned from reverted souls.
Like,
As soon as I began to meditate upon the lotus feet of the personality of God with my mind transformed into transcendental love, tears rolled down my eyes, and without delay, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, appeared on the lotus of my heart.
So is it like Krishna was not present and suddenly Krishna was present? No, Krishna was present always. But who was covered by Ajnana, Avidya, suddenly that Avidya was completely destroyed. And he had complete understanding of who am I, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and what is my relationship with him. And suddenly he was able to see Krishna. So Krishna was not there also, but Krishna was there. It depends on how, if you are covered by Vidya or Avidya. So what he achieved through meditation in Kali Yuga, we can achieve through chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is the power of mantra meditation. Mantra meditation. Man means mind. Tra means to elevate your consciousness. By chanting the holy names of the Lord, we are elevating our consciousness. And then we can see Krishna. Then we can see Krishna. At least what will happen is the vidya will come. More and more vidya will be there, and less avidya will try to come down. Right now our consciousness is so much into office, work, net worth, whatever things comes. But more and more when we become Krishna conscious, we start understanding that these things are secondary. It's not the main thing. The main thing is Krishna. And then love is so much for Krishna that everything else starts to subside. And that's why I see when these people, right, Gaurang Prabhu and many, Adhan Maharaj, if you see all other Bhakti Vikas Maharaj is there, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, when they take that step that I want to give up everything and just surrender to Krishna, because they have so much love for Krishna that all other things is secondary for them. That's Vidya. Vidya is predominant. There is predominant. So then Narad Muni was able to see Krishna within his heart. Okay, this is a very big purport. But if you get a chance, please read this purport. This purport is very, very nice. We have only 13 minutes, so we'll not be able to go. It is Ishopanishad, verse number 5. If you have chance, please go through it. It shows out the paradoxes. Krishna is far away, still near. Those kind of things. We'll go back to the purport. Okay, we'll go to the next paragraph. Someone else can read now. You read it, Mataji. Akhila, you go for it. Krishna is known as Akhila Rasamrita Murti. Akhila Rasamrita Murti means he is the ambassador of all the rasas that is available in this spiritual world, and he's Akhila Rasamrita Murti. Sorry, when I heard her name, I was remembering Krishna. See, this is the beauty of Indian culture. See, people don't keep names like Tom, Harry, right? So it's whatever you names are there, it is related to Krishna. It is related, like his name is Venudhari, one who holds the flute. Kya naam? Naam bhi kya, Vamsidhari, then Giridhari. See, just you name, you'll remember Krishna. Right? Nowadays, people keep, anyways, I've spoken about it. After the class that day when I spoke, I was remembering, अगर किसी का नाम निकला ऐसा तो जूते मारेगा next day. I was thinking of editing it from YouTube video, but then I forgot when did I spoke that. I didn't edit, but you understood. Remember, I was speaking about once I was. But anyways, the name should be kept in such a way that we can remember Krishna. So yeah, thank you. Akhila, please read.
Bhagavad Gita also confirms that when the Lord appears, he appears as he is by his internal potency. He is not contaminated by the material energy because he is the Lord of material energy. In the Vedic literature, we find that his whole embodiment is spiritual. He has his eternal form called
सच्चित आनंद विग्रह. See, eternal है, नैमित्तिक नहीं लिखा है कि टेम्पररी फॉर्म है, कभी ये कभी इटर्नल होगा, कभी सच्चिदानंद होगा, कभी bodily form होगा. No, it is eternal. Even if he comes in this material world, although he is coming in this material world, but his form is still Satchidananda Vigraha. How is he able to carry the Govardhan? Correct? So we can see that.
He is full of all opulence. He is the proprietor of all wealth and the owner of all energy. He is the most intelligent and is full of knowledge. These are some of the symptoms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the maintainer of all living entities and the witness of all acts.
This is the very important line. Krishna is the source of maintenance. Broadcom could be source of income. But ultimate maintainer is Krishna. Ultimate maintainer is Krishna. This is a very nice story which came to my mind and suddenly it evaporated. Okay, you continue. If it comes, I'll say.
As far as we can understand from Vedic literature.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'll again forget. Mrigari. So when I was reading this, Mrigari, this story is in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mrigari the hunter. So Mrigari was a hunter and used to kill animals half. Half means half dead. He used to, not fully he used to kill. Little bit half he used to kill. So why? Because he used to feel some joy in seeing the suffering of the animals while they are dying. So लोगों को ऐसे भी शौक होते हैं. मतलब imagine अलग-अलग. So Narad Muni saw this, and Narad Muni came. Narad Muni is an ambassador or a, his heart is full of jivedoya. How to compassion, full of compassion, right? Heart is full of compassion. So he wanted to deliver his Mrigari the hunter, right? So Mriga means an animal, deer, and Ari means enemy. So Mrigari, his name is only, I am the enemy of animals. By his nature only, like say naam rakha hai. So Mrigari. So Narad Muni saw this and Narad Muni said, "Kya chal raha hai? Matlab, what are you doing? What are you doing all this? You are trying to kill people half and all this, This is bad." And then Mrigari said, "But this is source of my income. ऐसे ही मैं कमाता हूँ and I feed my family and all. अभी ये नहीं रहेगा तो क्या करें? What can I do?" So then Narad Muni said that, okay, first thing, if you want to kill only, then kill them completely. Because by killing them and half, you are incurring more and more sin because they are suffering more and more. अगर इतना ही है तो पूरा उड़ाओ, मतलब fully kill. Sorry, little bit Mumbai language will be there. So fully you kill like that. So Narad Muni said, okay, I'll do that. He understood that. And then Mrigari understood it. And then Narad Muni said, okay, let me go a little bit more further. And then he showed him that what happens when you kill animals. Because meat eating and all that. When you do that, what kind of sins you incur and which kind of hellish planets you go. If you want to see by different sins what you get, you read 5th canto last chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. You can go to here. Don't read it at night, otherwise you will not be able to sleep. During the day, when you're Sattva Gun, you can try. But when I read for the first time, really, I couldn't sleep that night. Then next morning, Avidya came over. I forgot everything. But description of hellish planets. 5th canto, last chapter, if you read, it talks about if you do this, then what kind of sins you will get. So Narad Muni showed that if you do meat eating and you do killing of the animals and all, then you will get this kind of sins. And as soon as Mrigari saw all that, he had my source of income. Tell me how to get away from all this. Then this guy, Narad Muni then said, you chant the holiness of the God. You just chant the Hare Krishna mantra. And then he said, Arey, but chanting say, just by Nama, what will happen to my Kama? What will happen to my work? Right? Krishna says very, anyways. So Narad Muni said, no, don't worry. You just chant the holiness of the Lord, believe me. So once you take shelter, then you should hear also. And you should have faith in the words. Mrigari surrendered to Narad Muni. And then he took the words of Narad Muni very, very seriously. Like how Arjuna took the words of Krishna. Jo bhi Krishna ne bola, then Arjuna said, okay, I'll follow it. So Mrigari said, I will follow it. Krishna said, just chant the holiness of the Lord. So much faith Mrigari had on Narad Muni. And then once when he got up, I was seeing my time. 5 minutes. Then we ended. It's a good signal. So then Mrigari immediately, then Narad Muni left. And Mrigari started chanting the holiness of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. When someone starts chanting the holiness of the Lord, automatically he becomes attractive. Attractive means beauty wise not attractive. Just normally, one becomes attractive. Just you feel, if you see when sannyasis travel, somehow you will see a horde of people following them. Just because they are so attractive. They're so attractive. Recently I was watching a video. Radha Govind Maharaj, he was coming in a car to the temple. He was coming in the car. And then hordes of people were trying to just, take his darshan. Now he's not like beautiful. I mean, it's not like not beautiful also. But he's an old man. He's old now. But what is the attractive part? That is Krishna Bhakti. Krishna Bhakti. Automatically they become very attractive. Vaishika Maharaj. When Vaishika Maharaj gives class on Sunday evening, there are 600, 700 people. Last week, we were cooking. I was talking to Ujjwala Sanjay, how much to cook? She said, Vaishika Maharaj is not there. 400-500 kilo banao. क्योंकि वो नहीं है तो कम लोग होंगे. पर जब वो रहेंगे तो it is attractive. What is attractiveness? Krishna Bhakti. Krishna Bhakti. So when Mrigari started chanting the holiness of the Lord, Krishna Nam, Nam Ruchi, then more and more people were coming and taking his darshan and also giving him fruits and all. ऐसी situation हो गई that he used to, whatever he used to get, he started distributing it everywhere. He started distributing more. And then after a long time, Narad Muni came to see कि यार Mrigari का चल क्या रहा है. So, kya kar raha hai wo? Then Brigari came, he saw Narad Muni. Then he came towards Narad Muni and then he saw that some ants were walking. And then ants were walking, so his speed became slow because he was trying to go around so that ants doesn't get hurt. And then Narad Muni, saw all that. He said, "Bhai, ye kya? Kahan se kya? Matlab kahan usko, in India there's a movie. He said, "Abhi rulayega kya?" Narad Muni was so emotional seeing that form of Brigari completely changed. So then Brigari said, then Narad Muni said, "What is the situation now?" Brigari said that, "Abhi aisa situation ho gaya that I have to distribute back whatever I am getting." So then Narad Muni said, because now you have completely got attracted towards Krishna. This is very famous. There is one line, we'll end there. 3 minutes are remaining. You give the commentary of that line, okay? You explain me what that line and what do you understand by that line. We'll end then. Okay. Hare Krishna. After a long time when I'm speaking, I'm realizing that I'm able to now speak a little bit more amplitude, because I had lost my voice. So that's why I started speaking in mic and all. But today when I was doing kirtan, somehow I felt that I'm able to chant or sing loudly. Hope so. So where was I? Sorry, I got digressed. So when I was thinking about Brigari, I was thinking about this point. तू तेरे काम में, मैं मेरे धाम में. जब तू तेरे काम में, तब मैं मेरे धाम में. जब तू मेरे नाम में, तब मैं तेरे काम में. You understood? जब तू तेरे काम में, तब मैं मेरे धाम में. जब तू मेरे नाम में, तब मैं तेरे काम में. Okay, tell me who understood and explain the meaning. Okay, Ruchira, go ahead.
I think it's referring to the relationship between Krishna and
Who is speaking this?
Krishna is speaking this.
Okay, go ahead.
Krishna is saying that when you're doing your work and not focusing on me, I am just in my own dham doing my own thing.
Because how you approach Krishna is approached accordingly. We are in our world. Krishna is saying, okay, be struggle, right? Struggle, and manager will give more and more work, and wife will give more and more work, right? So like that. I mean, or husband will give to wife. Sunny and female. I'm not taking one side. Ever.
And then, like, if you take, when the soul is taking Krishna's name, then Krishna's coming to him for help, coming for help.
What is it attractive? I said it attractive. Devotee becomes attractive. Why? Because slowly, all the anarthas in our heart starts to go away. And who is cleaning that anartha? Who is cleaning that all the misgivings that are in our heart? Who is removing it? Krishna. So when you are chanting the names of the Lord, then Krishna is slowly removing all the anarthas within our heart. So when we do that, when we do chanting the holy name, jab tu mere naam mein, when you are chanting the holy names of the Lord, then tab main tere kaam mein. Then Krishna is serving us. Krishna is serving us and giving us knowledge also and removing all the anarthas that is there in our heart. And Krishna becomes our soul maintainer. Krishna is maintaining us. कण चीटी क्या बोलते कहावत है, चीटी को कण and हाथी को भरमण, मतलब मन भर. Basically he gets the mountain of food, and for cheeti also it is. For everyone Krishna is providing, but whether we have shraddha or not, that depends on us. Obviously at our situation we can do the needful, whatever is needed, but we should remember, fix the big piece first. Take spiritual life the most important thing, and all other things try to adjust based on our spiritual life, right? So okay, we will have to end. We have no option. We'll stop here. We'll start with prasadam now, and